Oh, how goes there? I believe I'm wasting time, so I'm trying to jump on this right away. Wanted to look at, in my opinion, I'll make this pretty short, even though it's the first thing I put on the title, is other life forms. I honestly do not believe that you can do research from NASA and science and whatever else in space for another million years, pumping all the money you pump into it, all the resources that go into it and all that. I do not believe you're going to get anywhere with it, and you're not ever going to find a life form. You might have some life forms show up here and say, oh, we're from the uh, whatever intergalactic stellar of Neymar or some crap like that, but you won't ever find Neymar, no matter how far you go and pump money into it and search. And the reason why I believe that is because I believe that it is a great deception, because I don't know anything other than something evil or kind of sadistic like demons, demonic, that would encourage people or tell a society like we have with the Mayans to sacrifice other human beings and do sadistic acts to people, and they'll put God on the spot all the time with Abraham and Isaac. God telling Abraham basically to do that with Isaac. But that's a different case, a different scenario, and people shouldn't really go use the Bible to denounce the Bible or try to make a mockery of the Bible, but they do anyways. Go prove your relativity and your theory some other way, but it's still a theory if it's just a scientific theory. So my opinion is still my opinion. I'm allowed to have it. In my honest, true opinion, I do not believe that you're gonna find anything in the cosmos, intergalactic, stellar, whatever you want to call it. Um, Captain Nimoy, whatever, Star Trek. It's not gonna happen. Okay, like I said, they might have some crazy beings show up here, and that leads into my other opinion that at some point in time, atheists and everybody, non-believers like that, that use science to say it's an excuse to not believe in a creator or something out there that's higher power. Um, they're going to be forced into believing, and they're going to be kind of made kind of look a fool. In my honest opinion, that's what I think is going to happen in the near future. That it'll bring to attention to everybody. Every human being will believe in something out there that is bigger than us, a creator that created us. So now I want to move on to controlled or not controlled. So when they say they talk about God a lot, they say like people are controlled, and that's because of basically how some people are raised. They're brought to church, encouraged to go, but not all people go, that are just forced to go. A lot of people go because they want to be there. So um, people make up stuff like that. Now, if you want to talk about control, I believe that you're being controlled, really, in my honest opinion, if you're doing bad stuff or if you're out causing problems with other people in particular, not necessarily just doing bad stuff, but uh, like real evil, vindictive, and on purpose, go out and try to cause somebody else harm. I think you're being controlled as something other than yourself. I think that God gave you free will as an explanation or example of how He wants you to be, us all to be able to be not controlled, not to have to be controlled. So, in the other sense, if you do bad things, I believe it is a controlled thing. All right. So now the virus and the strain thing, I had to I had to bring this up because I wanted to be a CDC agent for when I was in college. That's where I wanted to be a scientist. So, anyways, I know that from wanting to do that, that was my objectives, is that viruses and strains work in various ways, but one that I always remembered in particular is scientific also, but it's a phenomenon. How you say this? You can go to the origin of any virus or strain. Um, I don't think that there's any such strain that has like formed a way to, or mutated a way into not being able to withstand being, what do you say, contained. If they get to the root and actually contain and get rid of the origin of where a virus or a strain is from. So I didn't know if people understood that or not. I just wanted to bring that up. It's kind of a weird event. Um, just thinking of plagues in particular. Plagues come in a variety of different things like viruses and also bugs, I believe, come from the earth. And I think that people from science or wherever public are not being forthcoming with us entirely about bugs, where bugs come from. I believe they come up from the earth. The earth produces them for situations that we're in or the earth is facing at times, and that's why you'll see people living in conditions with bugs or whatever. Well, still, I like to practice pest control, pesticides, the best that I can. I like starting with natural ones first, and then I move to the more, what do you say, it's still environmentally sound, but your chemical, your man-made chemical-based pesticides. Um, so I know about a couple, and that's what I would particularly use on my own free time, free ability, or whatever. Then we're saying I wanted to talk about meditation. No, just kind of wondering what other people do. They meditate and how important meditation really is. So getting back to meditation, I'm going to try that. I've been slacking on that a lot. So is it about not thinking about anything, being able to just relax and not think of anything while you meditate? Or are you supposed to focus and concentrate on something in particular? Um, so I just wanted to say the last thing is that the more honest that you can be, that we can be to ourselves personally, the more likable we will become. So I believe that. Um, so I don't know exactly what to say now since I said said that. It's kind of ridiculous, but um, I don't know what this tag is down here. I'm just gonna say uh, we believe. I believe here. My opinion is that um, Christianity is true, but still give credence to everybody who believes in something out there. I just believe that there's more to it, and that the truth will explain a lot. Also, there's some things that people might not be told pre to some things, like the mark of the beast and other phenomenons that we'll see come into to be true. Um, but Uh, Other than that, I don't really know how people are going to be able to differentiate between good and evil if you don't have an inner compass of being able to say, all right, there's something not right about that. But see, to make things kind of complicated is I've always been able to know right off if somebody's evil, but sometimes I think it's maybe human nature, maybe, but we'll sit there and we'll be kind of judgmental towards other people, not knowing them exactly, but we'll think something's wrong with them, and there might not be anything wrong with the person. It's just human nature. So, anyways, I don't know. Maybe that's taking everything with a grain of salt. But anyhow, um, that's all I really have. You know, I think I covered it all. There might have been more to it, but I don't know if I'll add that to this or how I'll be able to maybe make another video or something soon. But alright, thanks. Peace.